If you're a podcaster in 2026, chances are your workflow looks a little something like this. You host your podcast on one platform, you build your website somewhere else. Then, when it's time to monetize, you send your audience to Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, or another membership tool. 3 different platforms, 3 different subscriptions, 3 different dashboards. And the worst part, every time a fan decides to support your work, someone else takes a cut. That's why Beamly caught my attention. Instead of treating podcast hosting, websites, and memberships as separate products, Beamly combines all 3 into a single platform. You can host your podcast, create a professional website, distribute episodes to major podcast apps, and sell memberships with private podcast feeds, all from one dashboard. And unlike platforms that charge an additional percentage on top of payment processing fees, Beamly takes 0% platform fees on memberships, subscriptions, and digital products. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through the entire platform. We'll create a podcast, look at the website builder, explore distribution options, and test out the membership features to see whether Beamly can actually replace multiple tools with a single solution. Let's jump in. But before we get into the setup process, it is worth understanding what Beamly is actually trying to solve. Most podcast hosting platforms are focused on one thing: hosting your RSS feed. And to be fair, they do that well. You upload episodes, generate an RSS feed, and distribute your show to platforms like Apple Podcasts and Spotify. But once that's done, you're usually on your own. You still need a website where listeners can discover your content. You still need landing pages for SEO. You still need a way to collect email subscribers. And if you want premium content or memberships, you usually end up connecting another service entirely. That creates a fragmented setup where your audience is spread across multiple platforms. Beamly takes a different approach. Instead of being just a podcast host, it acts as an all-in-one creator platform. Now, the first thing you'll notice is that Beamly offers a 14-day free trial, and you don't need a credit card to get started. Once you create an account, the onboarding process is straightforward. You're given 2 primary options. The first option is creating a brand new podcast from scratch. The second option is importing or syncing an existing podcast through RSS. I actually like that Beamly doesn't force creators into a full migration immediately. If you already have a podcast hosted elsewhere, you can simply connect your RSS feed and start using Beamly's website and monetization tools first. Then later, if you decide you want everything under one platform, you can move hosting as well. Now for this demonstration, I'm selecting the existing podcast option and syncing a show through RSS. The process only takes a few moments. Once connected, your podcast information, episode library, and branding are pulled into the platform automatically. From there, Beamly walks you through a few setup steps, including choosing a website theme, and this is where things start to get interesting. After onboarding, you're taken directly into the site editor. Here you can edit anything on the page. It even has an AI editing option. Most podcast hosts give you a simple landing page with your cover art, episode list, and maybe a short description. Beamly goes much further. What you're getting here is a complete podcast website. Episode pages are automatically generated. Themes are specifically designed for podcasts, and you can customize layouts without needing coding knowledge. You can add an about page, a contact page, blog posts, landing pages, and other content that helps grow your audience outside podcast apps. Now everything is managed through a visual editor, making it easy to adjust sections and layouts. What's particularly useful is that the website isn't treated as a separate add-on product. It's integrated directly into the hosting platform. When you publish an episode, it appears on your website automatically. That means your podcast feed, your episode archive, SEO strategy, and branding all stay synchronized. You can also connect your own custom domain, which helps maintain a professional brand identity rather than relying on a generic platform URL. And of course, you'll find analytics available from the dashboard as well, allowing you to monitor performance and audience growth. Now let's talk about the feature that will probably be the biggest selling points for many creators: monetization. Inside Beamly, you can create membership plans directly from the dashboard. You can offer different pricing tiers depending on the level of access you want supporters to receive. Just use Stripe to securely start building your plans. For example, maybe free listeners get the public podcast while paid members receive bonus episodes, ad-free content, behind-the-scenes discussions, or exclusive shows. Setting that up is surprisingly simple. Create a membership plan, decide what content should be restricted, and Beamly handles access control automatically. One feature I particularly like is the private RSS feeds. When someone becomes a member, they receive their own unique private RSS feed. Beamly also supports selling digital products, which opens additional revenue opportunities beyond the subscriptions. So, whether you're selling premium content, downloadable resources, or bonus materials, everything can be managed from the same ecosystem. Now, the other major talking point is pricing. Beamly charges 0% platform transaction fees on memberships, subscriptions, and digital product sales. To be clear, payment processing fees through Stripe still apply, because that's how payments are processed. But Beamly itself doesn't take an additional percentage of your revenue. For creators used to giving away a portion of every membership payment, that can make a significant difference over time. Instead of paying for hosting, paying for a website builder, and paying platform fees on memberships, you're consolidating everything into one system. After spending some time with Beamly, I think the biggest strength is bringing everything into one place. Instead of juggling separate tools for hosting, websites, and memberships, you can manage it all from a single platform. You can host and distribute your podcast, run a website on your own domain, and monetize through memberships and private feeds. Plus, Beamly doesn't take platform fees on what you sell, making it an interesting option for creators looking to simplify their workflow. You can start with the free trial, test the workflow yourself, and see whether consolidating everything into one platform makes sense for your podcast business. If you'd like to check it out, I'll leave the link in the description below. And as always, if you found this video helpful, give us a like, subscribe for more, and let us know what you want to see from us in the comments up next. Cheers!